We're back with some contradiction. It is 7 PM. Who knows what that packet of leaves is? There are also things you haven't asked Simon, Emma, Rebecca, and Ryan about yet. Wow, I mean, it has just turned the hour, so I guess that is technically true. What have we got? This. We need to find somebody who knows what this is. Pub. Rebecca, do you know what these are? Ding ding.
A few more questions,
Bing
if you
bong.
don't mind.
Oh, I just realised I'm covering up the hold on. I'm also wearing the wrong thing. Hold on. Hold on. We'll fix this. We'll fix it in post. Almost. Any second now. Here we go. One of these. And then one of these. Right, and then this. There you go, seamless. Nothing to worry about, everything's fine. Do you know about drugs?
Do you know what these are?
Oh, magic mint. Where did you find this?
Magic mint.
Salvia divinorum. I used to grow
That's a
years
Harry
ago.
Potter spell.
It makes you trip.
In what way?
It's a hallucinogenic. And legal. Quite a dangerous combination, really.
Do you use it?
Me? No. No, I don't even take medicines. I like to stay pure.
Oh, drugs? I know all about drugs. Do you take any of them?
Rebecca to know about growing
No.
drugs. I know she claims not to use them herself, but I'm not so sure.
What do you know about freedom?
Ever heard the phrase free to be free?
Do you mean the Atlas thing? Yes, I have.
Know what it means?
It means being free of guilt.
What do you think about that?
You mean, do I think it's a bad thing?
Do you? I mean, surely if you have done something wrong.
Oh, but that's the point, Inspector. Most people spend their time feeling guilty over nothing, and that's not a good thing.
I just write the word big suspicious.
Thank you.
Okay.
Probably be back later.
We found out what they mean. What was his name? Jamie? James? Jimbo? Jimbus? Didn't they say that they had no idea what it was, but they also had like a plant science degree?
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
What do you know about
Ever heard
Salvia?
of Salvia divinorum, James?
Yeah.
What's that, skin cream?
It's not a skin cream, no. It's a plant.
Really? Don't know much about plants.
So you've never heard of salvia?
No.
Well. I think we're starting out strong. Doesn't know much about plants. No. Didn't he say somewhere that he did a thing? Doesn't a hand symbol? No. Liam's death. Plant science. Aha.
So, your degree is in plant science, but you don't seem to know anything about plants.
Well, still got a lot to learn.
So you're still saying you've never heard of salvia?
Didn't say that.
So you have.
Maybe.
And
Maybe.
you do grow it.
Maybe.
It's legal, why not?
What do you do with it?
I use it for explorative purposes, meditation.
And
Right.
does this involve anybody else?
Why?
Do you sell it or give it to anybody else?
No.
Sure.
Yeah, it's just for me, nobody else.
And that's the only drug you grow, is it?
Feel
No.
free to go and look if you want.
I grow
That's
plenty
okay,
of
I'll look
drugs.
later. The only drug he grows? I'm not sure I believe that, James. Then again, would someone growing illegal drugs bother growing a legal one?
Doesn't grow any other drugs. Grows salvia for his private use only. I know that. I'm just wondering if he gave it to Kate at any point. Is that a contradiction? Oh, it is! He does trade it.
When you say herbal tea, do you mean salvia?
Probably.
So you traded
Those are not the
salvia
same thing.
tea with Simon for his homebrew.
So?
So why did you say you didn't give salvia to anybody else? Did you give it to anybody else? How many people did you give it to? Did you give it to Kate?
No,
How about Liam?
I didn't have anything to do with him dying, if that's what you mean.
So you did give him salvia?
Yes, I gave him salvia because he asked for it, but that's not what killed him.
Well, he committed suicide, James, because of psychological issues that probably weren't helped by him trying hallucinogenic drugs.
Didn't commit suicide. You don't know anything about him. You don't know what happened.
Okay, so what happened then?
Do you even know about Third Eye?
What the hell's
Go on.
Third Eye?
You don't know about Third Eye. If you don't know about Third Eye, you know nothing about Liam's death. I mean, forget salvia.
Fine, tell me then.
Third Eye was a cult. We had our very own psycho cult operating right here from our village hall. And I got rid of them, single-handed. I'm the one who got rid of Third Eye. Did they tell you that at the station?
Okay, start again. They were what?
What is
You don't know
happening?
anything, do you? Look,
Pulls out a gun.
they were reeling in students, pretending to be some sort of happy life course, you know. We can make your life better sort of crap.
What, you mean like
Then they were
Alice?
putting everyone through this brainwashing program to make them compliant and selling them on. It's all there.
What do you mean, selling them on?
Selling them. Like objects, commodities.
To who?
To anyone who could afford them. Top politicians, famous celebrities, wealthy businessmen, you name it.
What for?
You don't get it, do you? Third Eye were making and selling slaves. They were
What?
black market slave traders. They were wiping people's personalities using ECT, brainwashing, cocktails of hard drugs, deliberately turning them into perfect slaves.
Oh
you know
my
what
God.
slaves are worth on the black market these days?
This is taking a real turn.
Millions. And I'm talking per slave. That's why anyone who stood up to them and threatened to go public like Liam was just killed off. They didn't give a damn.
So you're saying Liam was murdered by Third Eye?
Exactly what I'm saying. That's why I started looking into it. They were all saying it was suicide, but there's no way.
So, did you ever actually meet Liam?
I found out about him.
And how did you find out about all this other stuff?
It's obvious, you can tell. I met some of the students. You could see straight away there was something wrong. They were like zombies. You know, I can tell when someone's got ECT damage or when they've been through mind conditioning. It's just obvious. I mean, US military used all these techniques back in the 50s. It's all documented, you can read about it. They showed all the same signs.
So, did you ever actually go to a meeting?
No, but I knew what went on.
How?
From what people said who'd been through it.
Okay, so do you know anyone I could speak to who did go through it?
Like Simon?
Look, it doesn't matter. Why did they close down if it wasn't true? They just closed down and disappeared overnight after I put all the flyers up. Bit of a coincidence.
But that was just after Liam died.
Yeah,
And do you think that had anything to do with it?
maybe.
Nah.
But it was the flyers that forced them to close.
Okay. Do you mind if I keep this?
Yeah, you investigate it. It'll all come out. Third Eye definitely killed Liam.
Uh-huh.
Well, that was a lot to take in. Does James really believe all this stuff? This is the first I've heard about Third Eye. Question is, what's their connection with Atlas, if there is one?
Didn't the mask... No, not that one. Carbon mask. This has the same symbol. Doesn't recognize the mask. And yet, it's the same symbol. But I can't talk to him about Third Eye Flyer. So I guess I'm going to show Ryan the mask? Maybe? Packet contains mint leaves, except it's actually drugs. Third Eye were a local cult and slave traders. No, okay.
That's all for the moment. Thank you.
I've got a fair amount out of him right now, so I'm guessing I maybe have to do a little bit more investigation. I need a torch. I need something I can look behind the pub in that one room. I'm here for your drugs. 1 drugs, please. Okay. Back down the steps. Return to West Street. Anything here? No. I don't think we need to call the chief just yet. Let's go behind Brandon House. Nothing. Why do I even bother? Rebecca's pub. I could ask Rebecca questions about drugs, I guess. What do you know about a cult? I mean, Bing Bong, what do you know about a
More
cult?
questions, if that's okay.
Third Eye Flyer. What's this?
Have you seen this before?
Don't take any notice of that.
Why?
James Wilson is a fantasist. He spends his time pretending to cast spells in the woods. He's not exactly a stable person.
But we all do that.
And, I heard that he was involved with growing cannabis.
Really?
Well,
Oh.
don't quote me on that.
So you don't think there's any truth at all to this?
None at all.
Interesting. Mike's great. Has never seen the Black Mirror before, but knows about James. Is that a contradiction? You know about him. Didn't know Liam very well. No truth to the flyer. How would you know there's no truth if you didn't know him? No, okay, not going well. Used to grow salvia years ago. Doesn't take any drugs. No. Okay.
Be back later on, if that's okay.
Is there anything in the restaurant? Nothing. Okay, I guess let's go talk to everyone else. I don't have a torch, so I can't go behind the pub yet. Let's check the village hall. Nope, can confirm nothing at the village hall. Simon, Emma, help me solve the murder of Liam.
A few more questions, please. Thank you.
What do you know about drugs?
You know what these are, by any chance?
No. Sorry. I don't know anything about plants or things like that, but you should ask Rebecca. She used to live on a farm. She'd know.
Everybody that lives on farm knows about plants. What do you know about drugs?
Ever heard of Salvia divinorum?
Yeah, I've heard of it. It's a drug, isn't it?
Yeah. Hallucinogenic drug. Ever tried it?
No, I've never taken any illegal substances.
Officer. Wink. What do you know about this?
Have you seen this?
Yeah. It was all over college last year. James made it. Idiot.
So you don't agree with what I'm saying?
No, I don't agree with anything James says. He's absolutely crazy. He thinks that the government has been controlled by aliens and that we're all bugged. He's nuts.
I mean, I have played the shape-shifting detective. There is some possibility. Doesn't believe anything James says. What about the freedom phrase?
Do you know the phrase, free to be free?
Yeah. It's an Atlas thing. I first heard it when I went with Simon.
What did they say about it?
They said that you shouldn't feel guilty if you do something wrong. I don't agree with that.
No?
No, I think you should feel guilty if you do something wrong.
What did Simon think?
I don't know, but I don't think he agreed with that either.
Phrase about not feeling guilty. Well, if I recall, didn't we work out that you would feel guilty because you did something at Atlas that you're not particularly proud of? Freedom necklace. Hasn't seen the mask before, but did have an affair with Ryan. Ryan! Okay,
Okay,
maybe I'll
that's
visit
it for
Simon.
now. Thank you.
Hello, Simon. I guess I'm talking to you now. What do you know about this?
Have you seen this before?
Oh, Is this the thing that James did? Yeah, I've heard of it.
What do you know about all this? A third eye, I think they were called?
I don't really know anything about it. I mean, I've heard about Liam's death, but all I know about Three Eyes or whatever is on this flyer.
So you hadn't heard about Third Eye?
No, sorry.
So nothing connecting Third Eye and Atlas, two cults that happen to be only a few hundred meters away from each other. Nah, definitely not.
Ever heard of Salvia Divinorum?
Salvia Divinorum?
Magic Mint, same thing.
Oh, yeah, you mean the drug? Yeah, I've heard of that.
Oh yeah, the drug. Oh yeah, I know.
Well,
yeah.
once or twice, yeah. But it's not really my sort of thing. It messes with your brain. I've never tried any other drugs either. Nothing like that. Nothing hallucinogenic.
No. Just all drugs that aren't hallucinogenics. What do you know about this packet of dried
You know what
leaves?
these are?
No.
Well, it says magic mint.
Look a bit like sage leaves.
Haven't seen them before, though.
Not at all, no.
No, I used to do all the time. What are these? I don't know. Hadn't seen the leaves before. Never tried any hallucinogenic drugs? No, wait, other way around. Has tried salvia, hasn't seen the leaves before. Come on! Okay.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
Maybe I'll talk to Ryan. Walk into a door. Haha, Ryan! To the woods! Maybe I'll have another weird encounter with a woodsman. Either drinking or carving something into a tree. Anything in the woods? Nothing. To Atlas! Hello, I'm here for the 7 o'clock atrium meeting. To the reading room. It's you!
We're just starting a session, do you mind?
I'm terribly sorry. I'll leave you in peace.
Start a session of what? We did.
Ask you a couple more things, please.
Hello, Ryan.
Can you tell me a bit about the phrase free to be free?
Free to be free, my favourite motto. Well, we teach our students that people, they suffer from excessive guilt, don't they? Excessive self-criticism, excessive doubt. Evils of excess, we call them. And we tell our students that if they rid themselves of these evils, then they're free to realise their full potential.
Who came up with all this?
I have a background in psychology.
Honestly?
Yeah, don't look so surprised, Inspector. There's an intellect lurking in here.
When did you come up with the phrase?
When we were based at the village hall. When I say we, I came up with the phrase. Dad's more the money man.
And very successful at it too, I hear.
Oh, he's successful, but he's not a creative man. Dad suffers from a lack of imagination.
Wow. Get fucked, I guess. Also, okay, many things happened in that conversation. One, these two in a room together, I would just love to see it for a whole day. Two, they were based out of the village hall. You know who else was based out of the village hall? Third Eye. Four, clearly Ryan is the one setting up the whole thing and the dad's just money investing. Okay, what do you know about drugs?
Have you ever heard of Salvia Divinorum?
No. What is it?
It's a hallucinogenic plant. A legal one. At least for the moment.
I've no interest in drugs, Inspector. My job. That's the only drug I need. As trite as that may sound.
Do you know any students who may have used hallucinogens?
All of them.
No. My students aren't interested in that kind of thing. Besides, no one is allowed drugs or alcohol onto the site. I don't think anyone has ever brought drugs to Atlas.
Do you have any medicines on site at all?
No, we're not allowed. Insurance purposes.
Just the booze that I'm holding in my hand. But Maybe he doesn't know about it. Who knows? What do you know about drugs?
Do you know what this is?
Looks like chopped tea bags to me. What is it?
I just thought you might know.
I don't know anything about plants, Inspector. What you should do is ask Rebecca. She knows far more about these things than I do. Messy things, growing things.
He sounds like... He looks like the kind of person that just deflates.
What can you tell me about Liam?
Oh, Liam. You mean the boy who committed... Very unfortunate, isn't it?
Did you know him?
Oh, yes. Well, I say know him. I met him in the pub. Seemed very happy sort of person. Well, I say he seemed happy. He can't have been, can he?
Uh-huh. Okay. What do you know about Third Eye?
What do you know about this?
Not much.
So you've never seen this before? You don't know anything about Third Eye?
Well, I don't remember seeing it now.
You don't recognize any of the symbols on it?
Wink, wink.
Sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got him. Doesn't recognize any of the symbols, and yet... Mask was made by a friend who died last year. Well, it also might be this. It'll be one or the other.
Aha. Ryan, you've just told me all about the moon symbols on the mask, then you're claiming you don't know anything about the symbols on the flyer. It's all the same thing.
Oh, actually, yes. Sorry, yes, I do remember that.
So what did you know about Third Eye?
Oh, not much, really. Never came into contact with them.
Oh, that was a close one, Ryan.
Was way too short. Ryan's definitely hiding something.
Only knows what he heard about Third Eye, but never came into contact with them. Doesn't allow drugs or alcohol. He's drinking drinks. Invented that while based at the village hall. Never came into contact. They were based at the village hall.
According to the flyer, this Third Eye group was based at the village hall. Is that right?
Was it?
That's where you were based, wasn't it?
We've got him.
You said you invented the Atlas phrase "free to be free" while you were based at the village hall.
So I did.
The music.
So you must have come into contact with Third Eye at some point. You were using the same hall.
Well, I'm afraid I haven't been entirely honest with you, Inspector.
Go on.
You see, Third Eye is, or was, Atlas under a different name. Sorry.
Atlas is Third Eye.
In a new improved form, yes.
And you
Ultimate
ran
evolution.
Third Eye.
With Dad, yes.
So you must have known Liam. You didn't just meet him, did you?
Yes, I knew him, Inspector, but don't get your hopes up. All of this has been thoroughly investigated and cleared up.
You've been investigated about his death?
They dropped the case. We didn't have anything to do with it. Well, when I say drop the case, I mean a police investigation is one thing, but what the public thinks is another. They threatened to go public, and then James bloody Wilson started distributing his flyers, and that was it. No choice. There was an end to it.
You had to change the name.
We'd already paid the family an out-of-court settlement. I thought that was an end to it. But then James and his cronies, they wouldn't leave it alone. So we had to close down, buy a new place, rebrand. So eventually, we reopened here.
As Atlas?
As Atlas.
As Atlas.
Up till now, yes.
So you knew James Wilson too?
We knew James, but he didn't know us as such. Oh, he was very quick to shoot us down, but he didn't do anything like actually coming to the course to see what he was about.
So James wouldn't know that you were now running Atlas?
Not unless he came to one of our courses.
And how much of all that stuff was true? ECT machines, brainwashing?
I'm afraid that exists only exclusively in the mind of Mr. Wilson. All we do is make better business people. We challenge their prejudices and presumptions. Why don't you come along and see for yourself? The course starts in 15 minutes.
I will.
Excuse me, Inspector. Hello. I can't come back down. Well, you have my car at the moment. All right.
Is that Rebecca?
All right. See you later.
All right.
That was Dad. I have to go back. You can come and meet him if you like.
Well, I might come and have a chat.
Come with me.
Oh my god. 8 p.m. No cheats, you.
To be perfectly honest, Dad's a great businessman, but he lacks imagination. He does, however, believe in the power of the individual, when taught by the right teacher, of course. Ryan! In here. Just coming.
Ryan, stop talking shit about me. My god, it's the final boss.
The pleasure.
Detective Inspector Jenks. I'm investigating a death in the village. I believe you knew Kate Vine.
Oh, I thought all this was dealt with, Inspector. You do know that Kate Vine was a gherkin short of a Big Mac. You do
What a
know,
phrase.
Father.
You must forgive my son, Inspector. He still can't summon up the courage to come straight to the point. So what do you want to know?
Well, a few more questions if you don't mind.
Oh, but I do mind. I'm a very busy man. Try asking an intelligent question, like, do I mind being quizzed about a once promising student who turned into a useless drunk? Ryan, would you mind leaving us for a while?
I'll go back to the centre. I have one or two things to prepare. Call me if you need me, Dad.
Save yourself, Ryan.
You may begin, Mr. Holmes, although I'm not going to be able to help you. I don't have much to do with the course nowadays, so I can't give you any hard information.
That's as maybe, but we
No,
need...
that's as is. But if you want my opinion, I'd be quite happy to give it to you. So, fire away.
Okay, thank you.
Am I going to make it out of this room alive?
Well, Paul certainly doesn't take any prisoners. It's obvious who's pulling the strings in this family, and I wonder what they got up to in their previous guise as Third Eye. 8 o'clock already.
Well, I guess we'll start from the top.
How well did you know Kate?
Hardly knew her at all. Met her a few times. At the course, that's about all.
So when was the last time you saw her?
Last Friday. I just popped down to the course and about 7.
Did you speak to her then?
It's possible.
And how did she seem? Was she happy, sad, preoccupied?
She was drunk.
Okay. I like that it possibly spoke to her. Who could know? What do you think about driver's license?
Do you know if Kate had lost this? It's her driving licence.
How would I know that?
You didn't see it lying around anywhere?
No.
That's fair. I kind of expected that, if I'm honest. What do you know about this unlocked
Did
bicycle?
you know anything about Simon Thompson's bike?
No.
Fair enough. What about this broken pendant?
Have you seen this before?
Looks familiar. Where did you find it?
It was in the woods.
Presumably had something to do with Kate or her killer.
Well,
No, I just found it.
That's what I'm trying to establish.
Shouldn't it be in an evidence bag, Inspector, in case of contamination?
I didn't have one with me, unfortunately.
I'm not very well prepared.
Don't go testing it for DNA, will you? It's got yours all over it.
You? What do you think I've been doing to it? It's just been in my pocket. I've been holding it, yes, but nothing else. Some of these questions are going to be...
What do you know about this?
It's a freedom necklace. It's a symbol we use sometimes on the course. Little bird in cage flying away. Freeing themselves from their past is the analogy.
So do they get them when they join the course or something?
No, not as a rule. I think I bought one once as a present.
Oh, not for Kate, by any chance?
No, not for Kate. I can't really remember who it was for. A birthday present, maybe for one of the students.
Which student?
I've no idea.
Okay, interesting. Okay, that sound is coming from the game. I was like, why is there like a grandfather clock? And I realised it's probably just a clock in the room. What do you know about Simon's homebrew?
Ever tried Simon's homebrew?
Simon Thompson?
No, I haven't. I wouldn't touch anything that has had Simon's fingers in it.
I'm just gonna put no for that one. What do you know about the silver key?
What do you know about this?
Looks like a mask.
You don't recognise it?
Not particularly. Looks like a monarch mask.
What's a monarch mask?
Monarch is fancy dress outfitters. Ryan goes there sometimes.
Ryan's into that kind of thing. Cool. What do you think about this?
Could you tell me a bit about this?
Had it designed by an agency.
And when was that?
Last year.
Is that when you started the business?
Yes, I suppose so.
Well, we know that it didn't... Okay, we'll come back to that. Where are we at? What do you think about this black scrying mirror?
Have you ever seen one of these before?
I believe it's a scrying mirror, pagan thing.
Ever used one?
Why would I use a scrying mirror?
So you have no interest at all in this sort of thing?
No.
Does the Atlas course use them at all?
Not at all. Strange question.
Well, you just talked about symbolism of a necklace. I don't know.
What did you hear about an argument in the pub last Friday?
I didn't go to the pub last Friday.
You didn't hear anything about an argument in the pub?
Should I have?
No, that's fine.
Wait, so Kate was drunk, but you weren't at the pub with Kate? Was she just getting crunk somewhere?
If I did this, would it mean anything to you?
I presume you've seen an Atlas student doing that.
Ah, so this is an Atlas thing.
Well, it wasn't exactly our idea. The students started doing it spontaneously to show commitment to the cause. Cute, really. Which student did you see doing that?
I'm not sure, but he was carving it into a tree. I told him to stop.
Did you really? Why?
Defacing public property.
Oh my god.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. What's the punishment for that kind of thing nowadays? Prison sentence?
It's usually a fine.
All right. What about defiling public liberty? Does that carry a fine too?
Oddly enough, the student in question argued a similar point. Is that something you encourage on the Atlas course?
We encourage people who put ideas first and moral anachronisms second. The problem with the law, Inspector, is that it's out of date.
Well, I suppose that's a matter of opinion. However, you still respect it.
Respect it? I abide by it. We all play by the book, Inspector, but that's only because of the threat of possible incarceration.
Oh my god, I've just realised. I think Atlas is a UK version of MAGA. Oh no. Oh no, I'm sat across from the UK version of Trump. Except not as stupid. Well, we don't know. We'll find out.
How well did you know Liam?
Liam who?
Liam, who took his life.
Oh.
Oh, this is a weird knock-knock joke.
As far as I remember, he was a good student, confident, outgoing.
You didn't notice any problems?
I believe he had problems at home.
Were you there when he died?
Yes, I was killing him.
And afterwards? You didn't see him after the meeting?
No.
What was Liam like that night?
No. Apart from being drunk, or possibly because of that, he seemed perfectly happy.
He was drunk?
Well, I assume the bottle in his hand contained whiskey and not lemonade.
It was brown.
Lots of similarities to Kate, don't you think? Drinking, depression, is that normal for the students?
People come into the Atlas course for quick solutions to their problems. And when they don't get them as quickly as they might have liked, sometimes their impatience gets the better of them.
What do you know about the freedom to be free phrase?
Can you tell me a little about the Atlas phrase, free to be free?
Where did you hear that?
I was talking to one of your students.
It's a little phrase we conjured up to summarize our objectives.
What is your objective, if you don't mind me asking?
Mine? Or do you mean the course's objective?
On the course?
The objective of the course is to free people from bondage. We teach that most people are crippled by their past, by guilt, their attitudes, their beliefs. All that kind of nonsense.
Guilt cripples people?
Feeling guilty in business is like a meat eater feeling guilty in an abattoir. Guilt comes from the archaic emotional centers of the brain. It's a vestige of our animal ancestry, that's all. In business, you heed it at your peril.
Spooky.
I'm sorry, Inspector. My house appears to be haunted. Would you mind closing the door?
So, you believe that guilt has no place in business?
None at all. I have few beliefs, Inspector, but that's one of them.
And what if you have done something wrong?
Well, that's the whole point. Guilt has nothing to do with it.
Interesting opinion.
Much like love. What's love got to do with it? What do you know about drugs?
Know what this is, by any chance?
I've no idea. Gardening isn't my kind of thing. Rebecca would probably know. I presume you've met Rebecca.
Yes, I have.
I'm sure she'd enjoy telling you what it is. She's the kind of woman who likes to feel superior. Would probably marry a millionaire and then decide to run her own pub.
Yes, why was that?
Well, she isn't exactly housewife material. She likes to be in control, like Ryan. Shame, isn't it, that I'm in control of both of them?
God, this guy is full-on bad guy, isn't he? What do you know about Salvia divinorum?
Have you ever heard of Salvia divinorum, or magic mint?
Sounds like it might be a drug.
It's a hallucinogenic plant. Legal, as a matter of fact.
I'm not a drug taker, Inspector. I have no enthusiasm for voluntarily poisoning your brain.
Aren't you also
and
drinking?
You've never seen anyone on the course taking it?
Well, if someone had, they wouldn't have done it openly. We don't allow drugs or alcohol on our course. We like to tell students that success is the best drug. Whether you buy into that, of course, is another matter.
Okay, and what do you think about this?
What do you know about this?
So you've been graced with Goebbels' company already, have you?
Wow, the head of the
James,
Nazi propaganda process.
Our local minister for propaganda. I suppose Ryan already told you about our actual previous incarnation.
He explained, yes.
Did he tell you anything scandalous?
Not unless you count the suicide.
Well, these things happen.
Was it your idea?
The suicide?
Yeah.
Third eye.
Yeah, I suppose it was. Yeah. As my son had started to atrophy, I decided I ought to give him something to do.
And third eye was the same as Atlas, teaching business skills.
Very similar.
So Liam's death didn't prompt you to make any changes?
There was nothing we could do about Liam's death, Inspector, any more than we could do anything about Kate's. It was out of our control.
You can't blame me for wondering, Paul. 2 student deaths in 2 years.
It's called
that
a
is pretty
coincidence,
suspicious.
Inspector.
Well, I don't know about
I
that.
expect they ate fast food also. But you're not investigating all the local chippies, are you?
There's really only the pub. Okay. We have a lot of information downloaded there. Last saw her on Friday at about 7 p.m. Said she was drunk. Hasn't seen the mask before. I think mask is from Monarch Costumes. Ryan uses the shop. But I mean, the symbol's right there. Atlas don't allow drugs or alcohol on the site. Liam had been drinking all night at the seminar. but they don't allow drugs or alcohol at the site. Yeah!
Aha. So if you don't allow drink or drugs onto the site, why did you allow Liam to drink whiskey all night?
Well,
Lamau, am I right?
we did give him various warnings. Did try to stop him, but didn't work.
But you let him stay on the course?
Yeah, well, we couldn't throw him out. This isn't a primary school, Inspector. We're not the police. We can't enforce these rules. If they pay their fees, they're entitled to stay on the course.
And what if they want to take drugs?
As long as they do it with discretion, frankly, I don't care if they want to wipe or inject paint stripper all over their faces.
Do you store any alcohol
COVID,
at Atlas?
You know?
No.
Is there a kitchen?
Why, do you want to go down there and check?
Well, obviously you wouldn't mind if what you're saying is true.
Of course I wouldn't mind. It's past the lavatories down the corridor, but you won't find any drugs in there or alcohol.
You might find some
Whether I
druggy
find
alcohol
at
there.
Atlas or not, it probably isn't particularly relevant. But it's worth a look anyway.
Is there anything? Students encouraged to free themselves from guilt and freedom necklace card? Not really a contradiction. It insists he didn't buy it for Kate. And yet, I found one. This is not going to be anything. I was hoping Jenks might have been like, I found it at the pier, and he would have been like, I love going to the pier, especially making sure to drop things. Last saw her at the meeting on Friday at around 7 PM, but she was not there, wasn't she? Wasn't in the pub last Friday. Not really a contradiction. Kate was drunk. She was drunk on the course. I guess that goes back to doesn't allow this on the course, but drinking all night seminar. Wasn't in the pub. Not really a contradiction. Okay. Signed by an agency. Business started last year. Third Eye, similar to Atlas. It didn't start last year, it's just a continuation. Okay.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
So I guess we now just have access to Ryan's house?
I get the feeling I might be seeing a lot of Paul tonight.
Indeed. But for now, we shall call it there, and I shall see you all in the next one. Bye for now.